Shabbat Shalom, family. Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. Shabbat Shalom to all our viewers. I hope everybody's doing well. Praise the Most High for us making it another week safely. I think it deserves a round of applause. We are here in good health and we're blessed to see another day. Today's lesson is, the title is Acknowledging Your Wrongs so that you can get right. The more I get understanding on the word, the more that I see that this book was really written in order to give us directions and a blueprint on how to operate on love. Everything in this book is love, 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 love. And the two most important commandments is to love your neighbor, but first to love the Most High, and then to love your neighbor as yourself. So that was the duty of Yeshua to come to show these boys, like, I gave you the law, but you're not getting the big things out of it. They didn't focus on the loving part of the law. They focused on the corner things, dealing with the temple and sacrifice, things of that nature. But this book was written to show us love, and it's funny, like sometimes children, you'll see it in them naturally that they got love. Like, for example, I'll show you, my wife was in the music video, of course, with Tish and Sister Lydia back there. She don't like to keep it with that name. They all was in the music video, and my wife had to play a role where she was crying, so she just acting, but just by Leah seeing it, she busted out crying, because that's the good in them, but of course, once you get older, people become hard in their heart, they lose love. So that's how it's become now. I remember when I was young and I used to see murders on the news. I used to be affected by it bad, and it'd have me depressed as a little kid, because I'm like thinking, why people want to kill these people? Why these good people die? I couldn't understand at a young age. But then as I got older, I started hearing murder so much. I went to school and seeing my own schoolmates dying, and I'm in grade school. They getting killed by their parents and by the people who were taking care of them, so I started seeing murders that way, I started seeing a lot of stuff happening, so it kind of started making you numb. It still affected me, but it can make you numb at the same time, right? So with that being said, this lesson is acknowledging our wrongs. Because you can get trained into a habit of even doing wrong so much that it just becomes normal, so where it don't even affect you so much. And then how they say, a person lies so much they start to believe they own lie. Dude say, yeah man, I played in the NBA. He just lie and say it all the time. I'm on first name, but I played back in the 70s, whatever, and he really eventually think he really played in the NBA. He can't even dribble the ball, So I'm just giving these as examples. So we need to learn how to acknowledge our wrongs so that we can, become right, so that we can become stronger, developing our walk. There's no reason for us to be in this walk for 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 40 years, and we're not improving. We should be improving as a body. It should reflect that. If we all share the same beliefs, the body and the family, and here it should feel like family. It should be love. We have disagreements. We should learn how to handle it according to the scriptures and all still be able to stick together. It shouldn't be to where we separate. Because in the world, people have disagreements and they'll squash it and get over it and be back together. All right, man, bro. We hungry, man. We my day one, we ride or die no matter what happens, right? So just acknowledging whatever we doing that's not in the Father's will, so that we can check ourselves on it and improve and do better. Because we supposed to study these scriptures, to better ourselves and to clean ourselves internally, but not just to have the external appearance. And that's what's happening a lot. And no matter what belief system it is with dealing with the Bible, whether you're Sunday Christian, you're Awakened Israelite, you know, Old Testament, New Testament, whatever it is, people have the appearance, but the internal, it ain't really right, you know, and that's when Yeshua was coming and telling the Pharisees, yeah, you look the part on the outside, but your inside is wet. And the Father gives you tests to prove yourself, and you can fail if you really ain't right on the inside. So they're saying the external appearance don't matter as much as the inside. And if we don't get right on the inside, then we ain't no better than the Pharisees. And then Yeshua said, you know, how it goes, he said, except your righteousness exceed this of the Pharisees, you know, you ain't gonna have no chance with the kingdom. So just appearing to do it, we can walk and talk it in front of our brothers and sisters. As soon as we leave here, we back to our old ways, right? So we gotta be good on the inside. And it'd be easy to get comfortable in your ways and tell yourself, I'm cool. We always think we got tomorrow to get right. We always think we unknowingly develop a sense of entitlement to where we feel like the Father don't give us a day, He don't give me another day, I can go and wait. We might not even make it to the end of the day. Y'all forbid any of us get hurt and pass away, but we not even promised the next hour. So ain't no time to wait. I want everybody to ask yourself, if you was to get judged by the Father right now, would you pass the test? Would He say, well done, my son and my daughter? And be honest with yourself. Father, God, right now, do I know I'm all the way where I need to be? Am I really putting 100% effort in to even get there? Am I waiting and putting off on these changes of these things, right? This is an important thing, because this is what I be asking myself. I'm like, am I where I need to be? Where can I grow at? And I don't try to play favoritism on myself. I be like, man, I'm kind of slacking over here. I could do better at praying. I could even do better at little things like rejoicing and thanking y'all. You know, it be some days I don't thank Him for waking me up, for providing me with food, shelter, and I drive past a homeless man every day. We really take for granted a lot of things that we have. People will complain because they car old and raggedy. You got a car though. It's just a lot of things we gotta grow and we gotta develop. That way, as a whole body, we grow stronger. And then that gives the Father opportunity to bless us as a whole and individually. So we gotta look at Hamashiach and see if we measure up to Him. But we're gonna start this lesson out. Brother David brought up a scripture, which is 2 Corinthians 13:5. But we supposed to at some point become living epistles. We supposed to be living examples of this word as Hamashiach was. He was the word that came in the flesh. We got to live right into this book. So 2 Corinthians 13 and verse 5. 2 Corinthians 13 and verse 5. All right, go ahead and read, my brother.
Examine yourselves.
He say, examine yourselves. So we need to do this on the daily. Examine ourselves. See what we can improve. You know, keep going.
Whether you be in the faith, prove yourself, your own self.
It says, prove yourselves. So this means, this requires you really examining and proving yourself. Like comparing what the scriptures say and how you are walking. And see, am I lining up with the scriptures? Because this is the blueprint to get in. If I'm gonna go get a job, when I apply, they already gonna tell me what's expected of me and what my duties are. Do I qualify for this position? So we need to look through this book and say, do I qualify to be in the position of son or a daughter of the Most High? Keep reading.
Know you not your own self, how that Jesus Christ is in you, except you be reprobate.
Right. Let's go to Romans 12 and 1. Romans 12 and 1. Romans 12 and 1. All right, go ahead.
I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies as a living sacrifice.
As a living sacrifice. And we know that the sacrifices that used to have to be made in the corner manner with the animals had to have no blemish or spot, right? So we're supposed to be able to go before the Father without these errors, you know, without these blemishes, right? So once he teaches us, hey man, is that we get an understanding that this ain't the way I'm supposed to operate. We're supposed to change that. We're not supposed to hold on to these things, right? But it's so easy for the flesh and the dead man to come up out their ground and revive. It's like you living in that Michael Jackson video, in that Thriller. We come back and we come right back. You know, like the show The Walking Dead. We let that old man come on. We gotta do whatever we gotta do. We see him starting to break that dirt up. Nah, man, I'm gonna build a foundation over there, and that foundation is gonna be the word. So you bury him under the concrete, he ain't gonna have no chance to come out, because that concrete is the word. So every time you start to come out, he gonna hit that word. It's gonna come to your mind, but that spirit and that ruach gonna work within you. Like, nah, you tripping. You gotta be bigger than this. Because the hardest thing to do is to grow. Because when certain situations come out, because see, when the Father give you all this knowledge, he gonna let stuff happen. He never said that weapons wasn't gonna be formed. He said they wouldn't prosper against you. You're gonna go through things with people, with jobs, with any situation. People might, your loved one might have a health issue. Then it tests your faith. Why God do this to me? Because you always, why God? I'm trying to walk, man, because I done built you up like Job. I'm trying to put you on that Job level. So he never said the weapon would be born. He said that they wouldn't prosper, right? So we got to present ourselves as a living sacrifice without them blemishes. How can we bring him anything less than what he requires, right? Keep reading.
Holy, acceptable unto God.
Holy means kodesh, or set apart. Acceptable unto Yah, keep going.
Which is your reasonable service.
I'm not asking you nothing anything that's unreasonable. All the things that I bless you with, and the knowledge that I bless you with, I expect something more from you. Keep reading.
And be not conformed to this world.
Don't be conformed to this world. And that's what we do. We'll walk the walk good, but then when something pop up, we go back to our old ways. We let that old man up out the grave, So you say, be not conformed to this world, but what?
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
By the renewing of the mind, because now we are renewing. People, a lot of times you get the understanding of what the Father expects, and you start believing differently from what you was raised. You can say, you brainwashed. I am brainwashed. Now my brain is clean. He done got that filth off of my mind. So I'll take that, So by the renewing of your mind, so his word is supposed to give you a new frame of mind, a new way to think. The way I would normally react to this, I ain't gonna act to it because I know this is what he expected me from the scriptures, right? No matter what the other person do, and that's what we can't do. No matter what the other person do, we remain in a position to make sure the Father can't hold us guilty of anything, right? Keep going.
That you may prove what is that good.
That you may prove it. Because it's easy to say, I am this, I believe in Yah, I'm a son and daughter of Yah. But prove it. Because a lot of times if you prove it, you ain't got to do a lot of yapping. People going to see the way you move and know you're different. Because now you're a living epistle. You a living word. So people just already know, hey man, something different about them. And what they going to do, they going to start being inquisitive and they going to inquire on your beliefs. Hey man, what you believe in? And now your actions have brought them to. Your actions have become the hook that you drop in the water to become a fisherman of men. Right? Keep reading.
An acceptable and perfect will of God.
An acceptable and perfect will of Yah. Right? Again, we got to do these things and actually live it and not just talk it, right? Because he said, because you can give people good advice, but it's better to be the living example. Because see, even Yeshua said, do as the Pharisees say, but don't do as they do, right? And then if we living it, people gonna take the word more. Because if we ain't living it, some people gonna still take the word. They ain't gonna like, he really a hypocrite, but at least what he's saying is good. But when you live it, they gonna be more acceptable to, to receiving the word from you. Because your actions is matching what you're talking. You walking what you're talking, right? So we gotta be careful that we're not conforming to the world. And we get a mind frame, well, this is how the world doing, or this person did this to me, so I'm going to do it to them. But then we start doing that rating for rating. Think about what Yeshua went through. He came and didn't do nothing wrong, but he died for everybody. The same people he died for did what? Killed him. They didn't have no reason, but he didn't cry about it. He was quiet. as the prophecy said in the old, they was like, man, he gonna be quiet. He ain't gonna even come and complain about it. He gonna just come and he gonna do his job. And what the Father tell us to do? Love your neighbor as you love yourself, and love the Most High Yah. You know, but are we gonna do that when we in times of getting tested? Are we gonna conform to the world in times that we getting tested? Right? We ain't supposed to do that. We supposed to be set apart. Present ourselves as a living sacrifice. Romans 15:4. Romans 15:4. And when you get there, my brother, you can go ahead and read.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
So that we can get an understanding. That's why he gave us these rights, so we can learn from the mistakes of others. A wise man told me it's better to learn from other people's mistakes than for you to go through it and have to learn on your own. When you see this man out here selling dope and he end up getting 40 years off of it, be smart enough to know that, hey, that ain't the lane I need to go through. Versus me going and trying to do the same thing and me getting locked up. You see what I'm saying? Learn from other people's mistakes. When I see that this marriage is destroyed because of adultery, be smart enough to learn from that and not go do the same thing, right? Keep reading.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
So that that's the whole reason this book was written, so that we might have comfort and also have hope. But it says through patience. So you're going to go through situations, you have to have the patience. You got to have the faith that y'all going to get you through it, no matter what you're going through, right? So the main thing that brings us back to the old man and revive the old man is we lack the will. Because the directions is getting here is given, but we lack the will to really do it. You know, we let our old man revive, and your old man be like, man, skip that. This how I'm gonna do it. Forget the Father's way, you know, because your emotions start to play on it. You know, how could this person do me like this? You know, how could this happen? Now I'm gonna handle this. You know, so we don't let the Father's instructions direct us, you know, in the path that we need to go, right? So we let that old man revive. We lose our lack and our will to follow his blueprint. So this is the main piece of the equation that be missing, right? And it causes us to be failing at being a living sacrifice, you know. So again, the scriptures is written to give us the hope. It's the directions and the blueprint to obtaining your place in the kingdom. Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Again, when I read this whole book, it's all pointing towards love and the Messiah who came to show us the true love. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, in verses 1 through 13. Because even when the Messiah spoke, he spoke from the law. He was always speaking love, love, love. When you go back to Exodus, you know, Deuteronomy, these books, he be talking about like don't have no grudge with your neighbor. Everything about love. You know what I'm saying? Ecclesiastes 12 and 1 through 13. Go ahead, brother, verse 1.
Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not.
Hold on. What is the benefit of remembering the Father in the time of your youth? Do anybody know? What's the benefit? What's the benefit of remembering the Father in the time of your youth? What's that? Huh? Yeah, it add days to your life, because for one, you're gonna be making foolish decisions that could risk you losing your life. But also, this is a time when you got a lot of strength and energy. When you're young, you got that go that, you know, you're able to do more, right? So he telling you, remember the Father in the days of your youth. Start that verse over again.
Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Mm-hmm. So you're taking advantage of your time when you're young, right? And you're going to be able to form righteous habits. So once you form a righteous habit, it becomes normal to you, you know? So if you remember the scriptures, and then situations arise, you already know, oh man, the Father gave me the game that I need, you know, so let me handle like this, right? And then you're going to be way more prosperous spiritually. You're going to be able to have a maturity level that could be higher than a man that's 90 years old, because you don't form these habits, and it's a normal cycle to where you be like, you can give wisdom to the older people. And like, nah, my brother, this is this neck, you know? So the Father gonna be able to use you, right? So also when you're young, if you form these habits, because we don't know when we're gonna die. So we automatically think, oh man, 60, 70, 80, we're gonna live up to them. But it ain't promised, man. Me and some boy got people we went to high school with that was dying 4 or 5 years after we got out of high school. Numbers of people, you know, for different causes. So it's like we not promised. A lot of people we know, they didn't make it past 22. So we not never promised the next day. That's why we gotta acknowledge our wrongs now so we can get them right. Cause we probably all in here can do something better and master stuff better. And once we master these things, it's gonna improve your relationship with people, with anything, your endeavors that you're doing. It's gonna improve on everything. It improve on your business and all that, because you're gonna implement everything that you do into. Because he say everything that you do it like you're doing it for the Lord. So it don't matter what you're doing, it's gonna improve your situation, right? So we can't wait. And then it says, remember now that I created in the days that I used while the evil days come not. So before all these hard times coming, because a lot of times we come to the Lord when what? When we need him. When them hard times come. Nah, man, you gotta stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. Now we wanna fast. Now we wanna go pray 8 hours a day when we ain't prayed for 4 months. You know what I'm saying? Nah, the same relationship you gonna do with a man in the flesh is how we gotta do with the Father. You know, you ain't gonna go. How many people? How does it feel when people only call you when they need you? Hey, bro, I need this. Can you help me move? I need this money. Can you loan me this? You feel used. You want people to just, even if they don't call you every day, just say, oh man, every blue moon, hey man, how you doing? I'm calling the check to see how you doing, right? Why should we do the Father like that? Now we become like gold diggers. Only thing we doing is just trying to see what can we get out of the Father. We only around when we need him. So the same relationship we would give to somebody that we love on earth, we should give even greater to the Father, right? Yeah, but then when the hard times come, we want to fast, we want to, read the book and pray, right? And then that sense of entitlement comes, we feel like the Lord should answer. Then you be mad if it don't happen in the way you did it. But he already was showing you, I'm sure beforehand, hey, you need to straighten up, you need to tighten this up, but we ain't listening. Did you get that little feeling when you be doing, I need to tighten up on this, but we don't do it, right? So read verse 2 for me, brother.
While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened.
Because this is judgment talk. Every time you start hearing where the sun or the light and the moon or the stars not shining and they being darkened, read the history behind it. It's always a time of judgment coming. So he's saying, while you young, hey, get right. So that way when this time comes, because remember what I said earlier, he didn't say that the weapon would be formed, he said it shouldn't prosper. So be right then. So when this time comes, I could really save you. Because then what's going to happen? The glory going to go to the Father, because they're going to be like, man, he just was a different breed. He was set apart. And look what the Father did for him. Now you could possibly bring in more people because they seen what you went through, you endured, and now he able to bless you, right? Keep reading.
Nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders.
Hold on. Even on that too, I'm gonna read that again. While the sun or the light of the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Who remember back? A lot of y'all young, but who remember back in 1999? What was the big thing in 1999, y'all? You Y2K. Everybody was saying what? The world gonna end in 2000. Look at the Mayan calendar. They predicted this. The world gonna end. Imagine how many people was in church that Sunday right before the year ended. I think she pointed to herself. I think that was the world. That's probably the world record attendance in churches. That Sunday right before the world ended, right? And everybody was praying and trying to get right. In 1999, you know, when I was doing this lesson, made me think about that, right? Because they was afraid that the world was gonna end. But how many people ain't been back since? That might have been even the only time that they missed the New Year's party. That might not, but ever since then they've been consistent, right? Okay, go ahead and hit that 3 again.
In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and the desire shall fail, because men go into his long home, and the mourners go about the streets.
Keep going.
Wherever the silver cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yah who gave.
So what does then shall the dust return to the earth as it was? What does it mean? Dead, right? Okay, keep going.
Vanity of vanities, said the preacher, all is vanity.
So basically, you remember at the top it's saying get right. You know what I'm saying? Get right in your youth before you die. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge.
Because he was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. And remember, it said vanity of vanities, right? It's all is vanity. But he said, because the preacher's wise, he still taught the people knowledge, right? Which is going to lead you to the narrow path so that you can make it to the kingdom. Keep going.
Yeah. He gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs.
Right. So what the teacher is doing is he's giving you, or the preacher, he's giving you warning. That's what it's gonna be. Warning of destruction due to your sins. Hey man, if you do this, this is what's gonna happen. But also here goes the reward if you walk the path that the Father wants you to walk. And so and everything is vanity. Ain't nothing supposed to be more important than this walk that we in. Nothing. This walk's supposed to come before our jobs, before everything. Because the job don't matter, because what will y'all do? He'll bless you with something else that it could even be better. You show me your dedication to me, because I'm what? I'm dedicated to you. I wake you up every morning. I bless you. When you do become sick, I done healed and I done brought you out of. Think of all the stuff we went through in our life, and he brought us through. And we went worthy. That we take for granted, that we forget, because now it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years later. But we still here. So just put me first, because everything is vanity, right? And then the teacher's going to show you the wisdom. Hey, this is the way that we're supposed to be walking accordingly, so that we can do what? Present ourselves as a living sacrifice, so that we'll be ready spiritually when these tests come, to know how to dodge these fiery darts that the Hashatan, Satan, throws to us. What verse we at?
10.
Go ahead.
The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth.
And the acceptable words is going to be what's going to guide you, keep you in the Father's path. Keep on.
The words of the wise are as goads, and as nails fastened by the master of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd.
So these words are what are goats and what are nails used for? To fasten you, to hold you in position, right? For stability, right? So what these words are supposed to do is to provide you with the characteristics and the ways of Yah, and to hold you still and to hold you steady in the times of tribulation. These are what the word is supposed to do, so that you can stay ready, so you ain't got to be ready. So you ain't got to get ready. So this is what the nails are supposed to do. Keep going.
And further, by these, my son, be admonished. For making many books there is no end, and much study is weariness of the flesh.
Keep on.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
So what's the whole conclusion of the whole matter?
Fear God, and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
And this is good, because a lot of people just come here and read this one scripture. Oh, see, the whole duty is to keep, but they don't read all that. Be ready, do it while you're young, you know, and showing you the purpose of the words and what it's supposed to do. So when you're young, you really got to get on it, especially our children. Y'all need to get on it now. And I know it's hard for y'all, because y'all in this world, and the world work, it was bad when we was young. So I don't even imagine all the stuff now. Now y'all got cell phones. I already know all the stuff that be going on with cell phones, all the stuff that get passed from one person to another, all of that. I can only imagine, you know. So anything can come, you know, and even if your child don't got a cell phone, the person that's coming to school with it, hey, look what I found out here. You know, so y'all gotta learn to be strong yourselves. I know y'all come in here and y'all be thinking, oh, they just talking. We really trying to give y'all good advice and good game to better y'all future. Because I know people gonna be at y'all schools, you know, trying to persuade you to be promiscuous and all that. Keep them legs closed. And once you're 16 and 15, you gotta deal with these children your whole life. It's hard. It's hard enough surviving on your own, and you ain't even grown and mentally ready yet. But I know a lot of y'all think y'all is. Y'all think, oh, we know it all. Like your mom and daddy ain't been at that age before. So stop letting them words go in one ear and out the other. And hold on to what they saying, because they love you. Your friends, y'all cool with them, but they ain't gonna be there for you. Them responsibilities gonna have to go on your mom and daddy, and then a lot of times these days your grannies. Because a lot of times mom and daddy these days ain't even mature, you know? So they saying this stuff because they love y'all. What verse we at? That was 13. That was 13? Yeah, so the whole duty of is to fear y'all and keep his commandments. So you gotta present yourself as a living sacrifice. And this is what you need to be focused on. All right, let's go to Deuteronomy 8. I'm sorry, I ain't expecting to talk this much to be Deuteronomy 8. Now that's important. We do start speaking to the children more, because they come in here. I want to make sure at least when I'm up here, your ears is open, because I done lived in life. I done lived through a lot of stuff that y'all children have been through. You know, I done been through the dirt and the mud. Yeah, I done lived in the streets and blessed enough to survive. He say I survived and I'm here now and I ain't no longer in the streets. Deuteronomy 8 and verses 7 through 14. Deuteronomy 8 verses 7 through 14. And when you get there, my brother, you can go ahead, Aki.
For Yahuwah thy Elohim bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains of depths, and spring out of valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, and vines and fig trees, and pomegranates, a land of oil, olive, and honey, a land wherein thou shalt eat bread without scarceness. Thou shalt not lack anything in it.
So this is good. He's showing you this is the land I'm bringing you to. It's going to be, you'll be prosperous. It's going to be good. I'm going to give you all that you need and more. You ain't going to lack or want nothing. Keep going.
A land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills thou mayest dig grass.
Keep going.
When thou hast eaten and art full, then thou shalt bless Yahuwah thy Elohim for the good land which he hath given thee.
Be grateful and give thanks to the Father for everything he blessed you for, whether it's what you want or not. As long as you got what you need, you give thanks to the Father. Sometimes we ain't gonna be able to get to what we want to, because we really ain't showing him that we grateful for what we have. Right. We take it for granted. We compare what we got to the next man. Your time might not have came yet. It's the thing called seasons. When you start getting into planting food and stuff, you start understanding, okay, so I'm here in Texas, I know my peppers gonna be doing good in the summer. But things like tomatoes and greens, or my greens, they gonna do better in the winter. They gonna be able to survive what the peppers can't do and thrive like they do in the summer. It's called seasons for a reason, right? You gotta prove yourself and show that you're worthy of these things. And some people might get it, some people might be wicked and get everything. But you gotta remember that the Father might not have, well, I'm gonna say that for later, because he might not have the mercy on me that he got on them. Because to whom much is given, right, so this knowledge I'm giving, he might set me down. Like, think about me returning to the streets and doing anything I used to do. Oh man, as soon as you get here the first week, I'm gonna let you make sure you get here, and I'm gonna give you 50 years. Even though the wicked man probably would only got 3 years. Because I gave you the knowledge. I done brought you out these streets when you should have been dead. I blessed you to get out. Now you return it to your vomit and your folly. So you out of there. Okay. What verse we at?
11.
Keep reading.
Beware that thou forget not.
So he said, I'm gonna bless you with all these things, but to do what, brothers? Read that again.
Beware that thou forget not Yahuwah thy Elohim,
Yes.
and not keeping his commandments.
So don't forget him when I give you all of this, and this is what we can do when he blessing us. When everything is good, we put him on the back burner. We ain't really focused on him like when we was struggling, when we was praying, when we was fasting, when we was reading, when we was studying. When everything get good, your prayer starts slacking a little bit more. The way you think about him, you might say, oh, thank you, right when the blessing come, but you ain't focused on him like how you was when you was struggling, right? So he said, beware that thou forget not Yahuwah thy Elohim, in keeping his commandments and his what?
Judgment and his statutes,
right?
Which I command thee this day.
I command thee this day. It's not an option, but it is a command. Don't forget them when you start rising. You know, and don't forget your brothers and sisters either. When you start rising, you lift them up.
Right.
You lift them up. When you start to get into history, you understand that it seems in the Ebionites who was close to Yeshua when he was living, the way they lived. That's why what he say, man, sell what you have and do what? And if you start to understand the scriptures, it was economical. Group economics is what Yeshua was establishing. Like, you got all this, man, sell some of this and give some of this to your neighbor. If you got two, give one to your neighbor, right? That way, everybody start having some type of peace in their life, you know, and having some type of stability. Because if I bless you with it, I might be blessing you with it so that you can bless others, to lift them up. And now that you done got that, bless them with the knowledge on how they can get it, so that they can fish on their own, and then they can do the next. Now you pass it forward. Now you establishing the kingdom. Because now people are seeing, oh man, he got the ways of the Father, and then he actually helping his brother, and then he helping his brother. Now everybody growing, and now they can see visually you thriving due to the Father's word, right? So he say, do these things and don't forget the commandments and all of this once you start getting blessed. Read that again.
Beware that thou forget not Yahuwah thy Elohim, not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. Lest when thou hast eaten and art full, and hast built goodly houses and dwelt therein, and when thy herds and thy flock multiply, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and all that thou hast has multiplied, then thy heart be lifted up, and thou forget Yahuwah thy Elohim, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt.
Because then, keep going,
from the house of bondage.
So now I'm warning you now, you know, because remember, we got to acknowledge our wrongs so that we can make them right. So before you even get to that point to having these wrongs, man, when I'm blessing you, remember these things. Remember me, you know, and remember my commandments while you're doing good, so that you don't forget when I done brought you through all of this bondage, right? Because even if you remember me and my commands within my law and my Torah that I gave you, I showed you how to love your neighbor as you love yourself. So those who in need, you're going to take care of them with your prosperity, you know, and it's going to balance everything out. Let's go to 1 John 4:7. Because it's easy to forget the Father when he don't bless you. We might say, oh, thank you, Yah, but then we don't forgot about it. In your mind, you trick yourself like you done got it on your own. Nah, you didn't have to have that. And help the next man that they ain't as blessed as you are. You hungry and you going through hard times. Oh, Father God, please, Yah. It's like, and I say this all the time, it's like being in a relationship and your spouse stepping out on you and then keep asking for forgiveness of just doing anything wrong and abusing you. Keep asking for forgiveness, but you ain't getting no better. It's like it's sooner or later, man, I ain't trying to hear that. 1 John 4, and we're going to read verse 7. Then when you get there, I keep going ahead.
Beloved, let us love one another.
Hold on, what he say? Remember what I said out this whole book is love, love, love. He say what? Beloved, what?
Let us love one
Let
another.
us love one another, right?
For love is of God,
For love is of Yah, keep on.
And everyone that loveth is born of Yah. And
So
knoweth
when
Yah.
everyone that love is born of Yah, because we be saying we what? Born again. How can we know we born again if we ain't showing the love we supposed to? Remember, Hamashiach took all in from the people and kept it pushing. He was like, man, I'm going to just keep it pushing. Because I know my job and my duty. So when we start growing in spirit and we know better, we got to do better. We gonna lose. What the world say we losing, but we winning with Yah. So we gon' them battles, it'll feel like the world say, oh, you done lost on them. But nah, just because I gotta take the short end of the stick, nah, I'm gonna win, because when it come time to get judged, what's on my resume? When I stand before the Lord, he gonna say, I remember this on September 12th, 1997, this happened, but you let it slide and ride, and you exemplified, you let it ride and slide, and you exemplify my characteristics, right? You show mercy, patience, forbearance, love, right? So I'm working down, remember that millions of eyes is watching us at all times, even in here. It's what's in here with us that we can't see? The angels, right? The Malachim in the Hebrew is here, right? The angels is here, they watching us. So they keep a track of everything we doing. So when we stand in front of the Most High, we're gonna have a good resume as long as we exemplify his characteristics, which we know is having good fruits, right? Keep reading.
And knoweth Yah. He that loveth not knoweth not Yah, for Yah is love.
So if you don't love, then you really don't know Yah, because for Yah is love. Keep going.
And this was manifested, the love of Yah toward us, because that Yah sent his only begotten Son into the world that we might live through him.
Right. So this is the love of Yah. He gave us his Son to come die for the sinners. How many of you is gonna give up your son or daughter? It's for everybody else out here who wicked, for the murderers, for the fornicators, the adulterers, the liars, the envious. Nobody gonna give their child up. But he sent his Son to do this for us. At one point, all of us was something that's deemed wicked in the Most High Father's eyes. But he sent his Son. That's the ultimate example of love, right? Keep going.
Herein,
That's verse 10. Yeah, go ahead.
Herein is love, not that we love Yah, but that he loved us.
Read that again.
Herein is love, not that we love Yah.
Herein is love, not that we love Yah. Imagine, because see, what we'll do is we'll be on a reciprocation-based relationship, meaning if you don't give me the love, I ain't gonna give it to you.
Right.
What you don't do for me, I ain't gonna do it for you. He said, he's showing you right here, we didn't deserve it. Our ancestors did not love the Father the way that they were supposed to. But he still did this. So this is showing like, we gotta step it up big time. We gotta be able to take them on the chin where the world would say we do, nah, all right, I'm gonna let them make it. I'm gonna let her make it. We gonna keep on pushing like this. We gonna operate on a higher level. Because I know this word. The Father blessed me with this wisdom. Today, I'm gonna start to operate on a level that is above where I'm at today. And I'm gonna make sure every day I grow. Just like I'm gonna go to the gym and work out, I'm gonna work every day to see what I'm examining myself to make sure I grow. Right? Keep going.
But that he loved us.
I know, read 10 again. We need to hear it again.
Herein is love, not that we love
Not
Yah,
that we man, come on.
but that he loved us.
But he loved us. That what?
And he sent his Son to be the propitiation of our sin. Beloved, if y'all so loved us, we ought also to love one another.
So if he loved us, we should love one another. Keep on.
No man has seen Yah at any
We've
time.
never seen the Father with our eyes. We never laid eyes on him. We just believing that he up there. Right? But we say we love him. Keep going.
We love one another. Yah dwelleth in us, and his love is perfected in us.
Everything revolves on love. So if we love one another, then we know Yah dwell in us. Because remember he said, examine yourselves. So if we examine ourselves and we see that the faith be in us, then let the faith be in us, and we have a true renewal of the mind like we say we got, then we're going to operate on love no matter what. So if we love one another, then Yah dwelleth in us, and his love is perfected in us. 13.
Hereby know that we dwell in him and he in us.
This is how we know that he is in us and we dwell in him, is because of love that we show. Keep going.
Because he hath given us of his spirit.
His spirit, his ruach, which is love, which he gave his son to die for us, knowing we weren't worthy. Keep going.
And we have seen and do testify that the Father sent the Son to be the Savior of the world. Whosoever shall confess that Yeshua is the Son of Elohim, Yah dwelleth in him, and he in Yah. And we have known and believed the love that Yah hath to us. Yah is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in Yah, and Yah in him.
All you hear is love and Yah, love and Yah, love and Yah. Keep reading.
Herein is our love made perfect.
This is how love is made perfect,
that we may have boldness in the day of judgment.
Because we operate in love. Now we can have boldness on the day of judgment because we know we really been showing love. We've been operating the way we're supposed to. So when we stand before him on judgment, we can be confident. It should be to where I got to keep questioning myself as far as I am. We should question ourselves, but we should be confident in the answers. Yes, I am doing well. Which is going to be hard because you're going to keep getting tested. And it's like, all right, I got tested on this. This was hard to me. Now, harder tests come down the line because I don't prove myself at this point. It's like lifting weights. So now the Father tests me with a 25-pound on each side of the bar. He's seen up past it. Now he's putting a 45 on each side. Now he's putting 100 on each side because he keep testing me to see where I'm at. Just like with Joe, he say, oh yeah, do all of this. Oh man, he didn't follow. Now go do this to him. He gonna keep giving us tests. It's like a graduation phase. I went from grade school to junior high to high school. Now we need our PhD, we need our associates, our bachelors, our PhD, our masters, and just, keep growing, keep reading.
Because as he is, so are we in this world. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear has torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love.
And people are afraid to be vulnerable about this. People are afraid to truly love and open themselves up because they're afraid of what's going to happen to me. You might have had past experiences where you done love, you dedicated, you was loyal, you gave your all to people. They tore you down and they left you high and dry. So it'd be hard to open yourself back up. But when you get that true love, you ain't gonna be scared to be vulnerable because you're gonna know, okay, now I'm building up my strength because everything works in tribulation worketh patience. Right. That scripture, remember it said tribulation worketh patience, patience does this, and then just keep going down the line. And then it's gonna do nothing but build your faith and make you stronger. So we can't be vulnerable to scared to be vulnerable and open ourselves up completely as Yeshua did for us. Oh well, if they do this, I'm gonna forgive them and I'm gonna keep on pushing. Because we gotta forgive, because what the prayer say. When you say the Lord's Prayer, it's just talking about forgiveness. That whole Lord's Prayer that we're gonna read at the end of this, at the end of the lesson, we read every Shabbat, deals with nothing but forgiveness and being forgiven. Our Father who art in heaven, that whole prayer is only dealing with forgiveness. So we gotta learn to forgive and keep it pushing. Because maybe that person, if we do the right thing and not act out of emotions and do wrong, that person will change. Continue to show love, and it shall be like heaping hot coals on somebody's head. You just make sure you ain't getting no mark on you that's going to be bad. Because there's only two marks we can take, the mark of Yah and the mark of Shalom. When you stand before the Father, which mark is going to be on you? Because they just going to mark everybody. What verse we at?
19.
Go ahead.
We love him because he loved us.
He loved us.
He first loved us.
He loved us first. Keep going.
If a man say, I love Yah and hateth his brother,
he is a what?
Liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love Yah whom he hath not seen?
We say we love Yah, we can't even learn to love our brothers. And it's hard when you in certain situations, but we got to. Love, love, love. Make sure your name stay clean and stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Keep going.
And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth Yah loveth his brother also.
Okay, let's go to Isaiah 1. All this book is about is love. Learning how to love the Father, loving your neighbor. It said it in the old, it said it, and Yeshua reiterated it in the new.
when Yeshua HaMashiach walked this earth. Isaiah 1, we don't read 16 through 20. Isaiah 1, verses 16 through 20. When you get there, I keep you ahead.
Wash you, make you clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil. Learn to do well. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed. Judge the fatherless. Plead for the widow. Come now and let us reason together, saith Yahuwah. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool.
Because once you learn him and you learn his ways, he gonna start to right all the wrongs, because he's gonna allow you to acknowledge your wrongs so that you can make them things right. Keep on.
If you be willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land.
So you're gonna be rewarded for your good. Keep on.
But if you refuse and rebel, you shall be devoured with the sword.
Judgment is gonna come. Keep on.
For the mouth of Yahuwah has spoken.
So he's telling you right now, if you start to learn to do well, all them things that I had marked against you, I'll start erasing them. You know how like teachers do when you have bad grades, they start saying, okay, just come in after class doing this assignment, and then we'll alleviate that bad grade. That's what he'll start doing, so that when it's your judgment, he'll be able to stand on that good that you have done. So don't wait. Again, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. And what did y'all say? He said, seek me while I may be found. It ain't always promised that he just gonna be there. So you better seek him now. Stop putting off the changes. Seek me while I may be found. Because we get this mind frame and entitlement mind frame that the Father gonna always give me another chance. The Father, I mean, you don't know that. It's a thing called a cup, and it fills up. And when that cup fill up, what comes? The judgment. So we gotta start seeking him and really following him today. Stop waiting for tomorrow. So let's go to Proverbs 1. The Proverbs. I'm trying to speed it up. I'm trying to be here all day like Al. I want y'all to call me AJ, Al Jr. All right, Proverbs 1, pick it up at 1. Go ahead.
Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice and judgment and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel.
Wise counsel, not just worldly counsel, but wise counsel. Keep going.
To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, and fools despise wisdom and instruction.
And what are fools, y'all? Those people who say that there is no God. So it's important, because we think just because people say I'm atheist, that's what it's talking about. But you can deceive yourself to the point where you say, I believe in y'all, but if your walk ain't the same, you really don't believe. Because if you understood the judgment that come with the bad actions, you'll really be different. You know, so you really don't believe in them. You somewhat, but you ain't whole. You know, he said we can't be hot or cold, you know. Lukewarm. We got to be hot or cold, you know, and really make their decision. What verse we at? 8. Yeah, read 8.
My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
Skip down to 10.
My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not.
You need to run. You need to run. Because remember, he said even with wise counsel, and not everybody gonna give you wise counsel. Some people gonna be yes men and say yeah, this and that, and make you feel like you justified in your actions when you really ain't. So remember, wise counsel, and he said, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. When people say, man, hey, let's go do this. But children, when people be like, yeah, girls, slide up out that window. What time your parents be going to sleep? They usually be sleeping around 10:30. Then they try to slide up out that window. Even the gentlemen too, you know. He say, when the sin is enticed, he can sin thou not. Keep going.
If they say, come with us, let us wait for blood. Let us lurk privately for the innocent without cause.
Same thing they did with Yeshua. Lurking in the innocent. Yeah, I didn't want to say something. Read that 11 again.
If they say, come with us,
Uh-huh.
let us wait for blood.
Which the Pharisees did with Yeshua. Keep going.
Let us lurk privately for the innocent without cause.
Same thing they did to Yeshua. Keep going.
Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find our precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Casting thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse.
And that's what we could do. Let's go do this, and let's have one person. Knowing that, all right, once they do that, they finding a way to take you out of the equation so they can get all the bad, because that's what they're worried about, right? Keep on.
My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path.
Be in the world, but not of it. Keep on.
For their feet run to evil,
That's what it do.
and make haste to shed blood.
Skip to 20.
Wisdom cried out. She uttered
So
her
wisdom crying out is trying to be heard. Keep on.
She uttered her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief place of the concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttered her words, saying, how long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and the fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my own spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you.
So, even with this being said, if people can hear the voice of Yah and actually literally hear it, they'll be scared. They'll make a change. Like if you did all this stuff through your whole life, imagine the voice, you know how they do the movie. You know, they say that, imagine that, you know, Nehemiah, stop what you're doing now. Well, you'll be shaking and trembling, and you probably would never sin again, because you go, I don't hear that boy, that man talk to me. You know, the way they describe it is like thunderous and all of that, boy, you'd be scared, man. Imagine Barry White on times 10,000. Nehemiah, I see you. You know, it just make it vibrate like bass in the car or something. You know, you would never do it again. But see, the problem is that we hate, because that ain't how he do. He uses vessels. So when the people come and they tell you, hey, brother, sister, dad, we got a problem with it, right? Then it'd be hard to hear what the person's saying. You hate the messenger and don't even want to hear the message. You know what I'm saying? So we got to even learn to take reproof and get better. And if I ever do anything that's out of order, I give everybody permission to come to me and say, Nehemiah, you was off right here. You shouldn't have did that, brother. You should have did it like here. Let's look right here in the book. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't even got to bring it in book form. You can just tell me, hey, man, you know in the scriptures say this and this and that. You know, you need me to, I did. I'm going to take it. You know what I'm saying? It might not be something you want to hear, but we got to learn to get better. That's how we get better. Like when you play football, for those who play sports or do cheerleading or anything, and if you never had no real parental guidance, it's going to be hard for you to take instruction, right? But what did that coach do? He going to be on you hard. Coach did you face. But what do they want for you? The best. They want to make you the best. So when the correction comes, when the correction comes, we don't want to receive it from the person, right? We got a problem. Who is that to tell us? Ain't nobody perfect, but that's what God sent us to do, to be as a family, be as a body, right? So when your finger hurts, what it's going to do? Send a message to your heart. It might be slap your finger in the door. What's going to start happening? Your heart going to start throbbing. All that blood pressure from you hitting that door, it always like pain to send a message. Your heart rate increasing stuff is telling you, hey man, something wrong. So that's what we're supposed to do as a body. So we got to learn how to take correction, because we'll hate the reproof coming through the vessel, but if we would have heard the Father's voice, we'd get some act right, you know, be fearing and trembling. So we got it. And even if they is wicked, remember what Yeshua said, do as they say, but don't do as they do. So listen to them wise words. And a lot of people don't want to take correction. Like, who in here done been driving on a trip or something? You trying to give, I use giving directions as an example. You be like, hey, I think we're gonna pass. We might need to make exit right here. And then people be proud. No, I got it. Then you be 4 hours off. Man, we supposed to be in Cali. We supposed to be in Cali 6 hours ago, but you didn't want to listen to me when I take the instructions. But what did the person got to end up doing? Turning around and coming back. Might stop it because see, the children blessed these days. We actually had to use maps when we was really young. Then we finally graduated to MapQuest where we could print out the instructions. But now you got the phone apps. But then go back to the store and ask, okay, this is where we're supposed to go. And then it'll be good to just say, I'm sorry, I should listen to you. But what a lot of people do, I don't remember that exhibit there last time. It was just built there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, why you get your daddy, Kevin? In the back of your head, Murphy. Yeah, so it's better just to take it and be able to stay on the right path. Go ahead to 24.
Because I have called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have said a not all my counsel.
That's I'm not keeping on.
And with none of my reproof.
Right, so I told you, but you don't want to listen. The person I sent with the message, you didn't want to take it. Keep on.
I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock.
He said, I'm going to laugh at your calamity. Have y'all ever laughed at somebody's calamity?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody have. You're laughing when people do dumb stuff, right? Like the crate challenge. Like, why would you go get these crates and try to, man, you stupid. If you fall and break your arm, you deserve it. Cause that's just dumb. It's idiotic, right? But, keep reading. But, yeah, people, y'all show the people we'll ignore the message when he's telling us that we'll have little intuitions and instincts, but ignore it. And, keep on.
I will mock when your fear cometh.
Mm-hmm.
When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind.
So your destruction coming as a whirlwind, because I warned you, but you didn't want to take heed to the warning. Keep going.
Where distress and anguish cometh upon you.
Mm-hmm.
Then shall they call upon me.
And now you want to call upon me, right? Keep going.
But I will not answer.
Mm-hmm.
They shall seek me early,
Seek me early.
but they shall not find me.
So he ain't always gonna be here. So get right now, because tomorrow ain't promised. He might not deal with us on the level that he's willing to deal with us today. Keep going.
For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They were none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof.
Right.
Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way,
You gotta take that reward that's being given. Keep going.
and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them.
Last verse.
But whosoever hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely,
You're gonna be good because you was ready when these times came. Keep going.
and shall be quiet from fear of
So
evil.
he gonna protect you at that point in time. Psalms 36. I'm gonna try to speed it up. Psalms 36. And we're gonna read 2 through 6. I'm gonna try my best to speed it up. Psalms 36 and 2 through 6. Psalms 36 verses 2 through 6. When you get there, my brother, go ahead.
For he flattered himself in his own eyes, until his iniquity be found to be hateful.
For he flattereth himself in his own eye. We can't deceive ourselves. Keep going.
The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise and to do good. He deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. Thy mercy, O Yahuwah, is in the heavens, and thy fruitfulness reacheth unto the clouds. Faithfulness reacheth unto the clouds.
Right.
Thy righteousness is like the great mountains.
It's like the great mountains. Keep going.
Thy judgments are a great deep. O Yahuwah, thou preservest man and beast.
Preserves man and beast. Now let's go over to chapter 32. Let's read 6 through 11. Chapter 32, 6 through 11. Go ahead.
For this shall every one that is godly crave unto thee in a time, when thou mayest be found.
When thou mayest be found.
Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him.
He gonna protect you through these times. Keep going.
Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. Selah. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go.
So he gonna instruct and teach you in the way you should go. He is like the best meteorologist ever because he does everything. He tell you he the one who make the rainy and hard times come. So he gonna be able to protect you from it because you follow his path and what he tell you to do. So he gonna help you through it, right? Keep going.
I will guide thee with mine eye. Be you not as the horse or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in with a bit or bridle, lest they come near unto thee.
So he say, be not as this horse that gotta have this bit. I shouldn't have to lord over your shoulder every moment and yank to guide you. I'm supposed to lead the directions, instructions, teach you the ways, and you should supposed to know that I can let you roam free. For example, a horse, because you know the boundaries. Okay, I ain't supposed to go past these waters. I'm not supposed to go past these trees over here. You learn. You know, like how they do with them dogs when they be barking, they put them shock collars on them. Then they get to a point, or they got the little radius fields. And once you get past this part of the yard, it starts shocking you. And now you know I can take this collar off you, and I know you ain't gonna pass this. That's how we're supposed to be, but it's like he always gotta keep spanking us. And it's just like being with children. We do something wrong, he give us a little tapping, and then we do what? We keep trying them until you really gotta do like how my mama used to do. Get the 2 switches, make you go pick them off the tree yourself. Get the 2 switches, she dip them in water so they can be real flexible. Now she got that whip action, right? What's your name? Toby, right? So she done twisted up the switches and got to really working on you. So you start by talking, then the tap, now I gotta really whoop you, you know? Yeah, and then hopefully she don't, hey, put your britches down.
Right.
And ain't jeans like britches. And put them down. You bend up, man. So, and then I used to hate that. I know this off subject, but I used to hate that. I used to feel like the rules and y'all are like, you should only be able to whoop me on my bottom. But you know, because of the pain, you get to moving like that. My mama, boy, that switched me out. Like, I had whips on my neck, on the back of my head. I'm like, dang, everywhere. Man. Yeah, it's hard to be still, man. That felt out like, man. Man, exactly. Okay, so what verse we at? 10. Okay, 10. Yeah, go ahead.
Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in Yahuwah, mercy shall compass him about. Be glad in Yahuwah and rejoice, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all you that are upright in heart.
Okay, let's go to Ecclesiastes 9. Yeah, my mama gonna tell you, call the laws if you want to. You're gonna be leaving with them. I'm gonna tell them to take you. I wonder what this weather would be like if we brought switches back in action. All right, Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verses 1 through 7. Go ahead.
For all this I considered in my heart, even to declare all this, that the righteous and the wise and their works are in the hand of Yah. No man knoweth either love or hatred by all that is before them.
So this meaning that you never know when love or hate or what situation is going to be coming your way. But as long as you're under him, he's going to take care of you. But you never know when these things going to happen. Verse 2.
All things come alike to all. There is one event to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean, and to the unclean, to him that sacrifices and to him that sacrificeth not. As it is the good, so is the sinner. And he that sweareth, as he that feareth an oath.
So it's one thing come to all these people that they haven't come and keep reading.
This is an evil among all things that are done under the sun, that there is one event unto all. Yea, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and the madness is in their heart while they live. And after that, they go to the dead.
So every man is gonna die. We all got this in common, whether you good, righteous, this, that, and the third. Every man in this world got one thing in common, and that's that we all got a day, you know, that we gonna die. Keep reading.
For to him that is joined to all the living there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more a reward.
It's too late once you die. Keep going.
For the memory of them is forgotten. Also their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart. For Elohim now accepteth thy word.
So, basically, Jesus is to be right while you live. Get it now while the getting is good, and take advantage of the opportunities that the Father gives you every day. He gives you 2 blessings, actually 3. He open your eyes, and then He give you the breath of life. So, take advantage of the moment while you can. Let's go to actually, that's it, y'all, because I skipped a couple verses, so that's gonna be it. So just keep in mind that one day we're gonna die, and we got the final judgment before us, and then we need to have a good resume before the Most High. So He can say, good job, son or daughter. You know, He give us all this wisdom, we walk in this walk, so we gotta act on it. And for y'all children too, y'all be able to be coming in here. And the Father gonna be hard on y'all, because y'all can get it at a younger age. He had the mercy on y'all now if y'all doing things y'all ain't supposed to. But y'all better get yourselves right, and y'all better be set apart from everybody else. You ain't gotta be a square, you know. I got all the jokes, you know. I got all the ism, you know. I still got my ism. I ain't no lame, but people know I'm different. When I hit these streets, people know I'm different. So when I'm out here doing the Lord's work, and I'm trying to evangelize, they can see I ain't no square, but they know I'm something different. He don't move like us. You know what I'm saying? He don't talk like us. The words that he speak, it's the Bible coming out, right? So you ain't gotta be uncool. See, that's what people make you think like, because you follow the Lord, you gotta be this the coolest thing to do, and you got protection. So when your friends do foolish stuff, you're gonna be protected. They gonna be the ones with 4 babies when they 20, and you be still good to go. So when you be able to drive a nice car, live in a nice house, because you only got to worry about yourself, and they got to worry for all these children. So they ride in that bucket. Not that money matters, but by following the Father's instructions is going to help you a lot, and that's for the children. But we all, even as adults, we got to be living examples for the children. We can't teach them one thing and sit up here and teach every Shabbat, and then we're not living it. So they see something that's the opposite. We got to be just as much living the epistles as they are, you know. Just and to come with that righteous mind, friend. I encourage everybody to see what you can work on and work on it, and become better. Operate in love. You know, so we acknowledge what we're doing right, wrong, so that we can make it right. You know, so when we stand before the Father, we can pass the test. And with that being said, I hope somebody gain at least one thing, you know, and be able to utilize that throughout their life to continue to grow. I'm encouraging y'all encouraging me. You know, I love y'all. And with that being said, Shabbat Shalom. Happy Sabbath.